What is going on, guys? Brock with Bassin 227 back here again with another video for you, and we are wrapping this series up, guys. I'm so excited to be bringing this final video. I'm getting pumped, man. We got great weather this weekend, so man, it just seems like this has been a long time coming. So I'm really excited. You know, we've talked through a little bit of everything: terminal tackle, hard baits, spinner baits, frogs, jigs, soft plastics, tools and accessories, things like that. We've talked about the tackle bag, the Ego Cryptech tackle backpack, and now I'm going to show you piecing everything together. So I'm still trying to determine, I'm going to have a couple of empty spots after I do this. If you've seen a recent video quite a few weeks back when I did, it was a tackle unboxing. I did get a GoPro from Tackle Junkie, so likely one of these pouches I'm going to hold my GoPro and maybe a few little accessories in there for that, but still trying to work on that. It still may be another side pouch here just for, you know, additional tackle that we're going to be testing. So this is it. I'm going to show you kind of how we're going to piece everything together, where everything's going to go, how it's going to fit, and kind of wrap this thing up. So without further ado, let's get started. So first thing we're going to walk through here, obviously, is right here, the spot where your tackle trays go. And there is something that Tackle Junkie mentioned on my video, is this bottom here. I don't know how well you can see it. There's Velcro. Okay, so there's Velcro in here. So you can undo this Velcro and it's one complete top to bottom setup, which is really freaking awesome. I wish I'd have known that when I did my review video, but so that definitely will allow you, you know, like I said, as we talked through, if you're more, when it comes to doing the soft plastics, if you're more of the 3600 size trays or the, you know, tackle trays in general, you know, it's going to allow a little bit more seamless flow from top to bottom. I'm still going to keep it in there just because of how my setup is, but something to think about where you can, I don't want, like I said, I don't want to rip this out, but you undo the Velcro in here, I don't know if you can hear it, and then just pull the thing out and you got just wide open space. So options are limitless with this thing, as I've stated. So we'll go ahead and we'll walk through with the Plano tackle trays. Again, throughout this whole series, when it came to the Plano tackle trays that we're using the Edge series of Plano. You know, you can see some reviews that I've done on the Plano Edge tackle boxes. Yes, they can be a little pricey. If you're going to go with the 3600, it's a much cheaper option than obviously the 3700 or some of the custom style boxes. But when you think about what you've got put into tackle and how much money is really invested into that, you can justify spending the money that you need to spend to be able to protect that tackle. That's just my opinion. I was one of those in the camp. It was hard for me to want to pull the trigger on these things, but man, I can tell you what, I'm glad I did. So basically, just tape, slide them in as you go, like so. Just like that. And honestly, if I'm being honest here, you could probably squeeze maybe a 3500 up on the top as long as you're using one of these you know, terminal tackle trays. I bet you could squeeze about a 3500 size up there. So then tape, clip that sucker up, and that's done. Those are secure, locked and loaded in this thing. Again, also you've got your zipper pouch here. Perfect example. I've got a couple pieces of terminal tackle that I just picked up. I haven't put them in with my other terminal stuff, but got some Berkeley Fusion EWG 4/0 hooks, and then I got the 3/16 wacky rig jig head. I just figured I'd give them a try. So I talked about when I did the tackle review how you could store some terminal tackle down here as well. That's what we're going to do here. So I'm just going to unzip the bottom, slide those in. Zip it up right in there. So that's going to really do it for me on the bottom and how I want that set up. Okay, boom, done. So you've got your top here. There's not much. Honestly, probably store some, maybe a extra spool of fishing line or something in there. Fishing license I'm going to put in there as well. Maybe snacks will mainly go in there as well. So I don't really have much that I'm putting in there at this point in time, but mainly my fishing license and my snack pouch for me and the boys and my wife when we go out. Okay, so let's turn this thing to the side. Okay, we're going to transition over to our accessories. You know, we talked about what are the accessories, what are the tools that are going to make things better on the water. Okay, I've got my Rapala high contrast digital scale, got my flexible measuring tape. Two big things, man, especially if you go out, you never know when you're going to catch that potential fish of a lifetime, and you want to be able to accurately record it. Because if you're like me, if I catch a fish that big, I'm not going to keep it. I'm putting it back in the water, right? Because if a fish is that big, it's that big for a reason. And I want that fish with the big fish genes to keep producing. So this way I can accurately get my measurements, and I know if I want to get a replica mount done of it, I know exactly what I've got and can just give that information out. So with that, we're just going to take and slide this right through here. Slide that right there. Boom. Done. We've got our little, right here, our little opening up top. That's where I'm going to keep my notebook, my pen, my tackle glove, or my fishing gloves. You know, again, notebook and pen. Track all that information when you're out there fishing. You know, the more information you can jot down and you can relate to and be able to go back and look and understand, you know, how you caught fish that day is such a vital tool to be able to replicate that experience that you had previously, as well as track the fish that you're catching too. You know, I mean, you want to be able to have, you know, with the scale and measuring tape, you want to be able to jot all that information down so you don't forget it. But for me, it's a lot easier to keep it on a notepad, write all this information down, because I want to know, I'm going to write weather, everything. I mean, you'll see a more in-depth explanation on on the tools and accessories. So I got my notepad, my pen, super inexpensive tools that I feel like are probably some of the most important that you should have. So I think between the notepad and that pen, I spent $1. So throw your gloves in there. Get your pliers. That's one thing this bag does not have as well as a spot for your pliers. Wish it did, but that's okay. I throw it up here on top. Okay, next I've got my boomerang tool. Again, there's no good place that I can really clip this, that it's going to have the space. I'm still working on an option of how I'm going to do that, but for now, clip that thing on my top zipper, and there you go. Okay, we're going to move to soft plastics. So I do have my spot over here. Likely this is where sunscreen bug spray is going to go. Okay, so don't have that right now, but once the weather starts warming up, that's going to get put in there. Again, I said on this side, likely this is where my GoPro stuff's going to go. But when we're looking at soft plastics, I'm challenging myself this year, and I've said it in a couple other videos. I'm pushing to try some different companies. I've tried a lot that's out there, and there's still quite a few that I haven't tried that I really want to give it an honest shake, right? Missile baits is what works for me. It is what I'm comfortable with. It's what I'm confident with. So that's where I'm going. You know, I used to have that confidence with Strike King, and the way my fishing performance worked, missile baits has kind of overtaken that because I've generated a lot better success in my fishing. So I still keep some Strike King stuff handy, but I don't use it as often as the missile baits. But I never really tried it, and then reached out and said, you know what, I'm going to challenge myself to try it. And all of a sudden I had all this great success consistently. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to try something new and see what sticks. If something sticks, is missile bait still going to be the company for me that I want to use? If so, fantastic. If there's another company that's out there and they got good stuff, hey, there's always room in my tackle box for stuff that's going to catch fish. So I'm going to take a few of the packs of the companies that I'm going to try. Up first is going to be Big Bite Baits. And I'm just going to throw these in right here on the side. And there's probably room for a few more, but I don't want to completely overload it. I'll zip that up. And so I keep that handy there so I know. I just unzip it real quick, grab the pack, tie it on, and we're good to go. All right. Soft plastics up top. Like I said, this is my favorite thing about this tackle bag. The space for how I want to store my soft plastics. I used to do the tackle trays. I talked about it when I did the soft plastic video. I used to do the tackle trays. I was a big fan of that. And I decided I wanted to go away from that, especially since I'm downsizing what I'm doing. Bulk of what I fish is soft plastics, whether it's, you know, Ned rig, shaky head, wacky worm, flipping, pitching, jig trailers, just Texas rig in general. The bulk of what I fish is soft plastics, okay? This may seem like a lot, but these are all my missile baits bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 bags full of missile baits. A little scaled down, but at the end of the day, full of baits that I use consistently when I'm pond fishing. So, just take, slide these in like so. Last one. All right. So I got everything in there. So now I can go through and scan what I've got labeled. Once I see it, boom, I pull it out, open the pack up, grab the color that I need. Take and just lay the top over a little bit. And boom. That's it. This thing is wrapped up and it's ready to go. So this thing is amazing. I cannot wait. In fact, let's move this back a little bit more real quick. Okay, let's give you a look on the back. Okay, fits good. You know, if you need the chest support, okay, keeps everything firm. I don't feel like I'm leaning too far back. You know, if you need to tighten it a little bit, get it right, there you go. Like, to me, that's perfect. I feel like I got the perfect support. This bag's loaded. It doesn't feel so obtrusive compared to carrying my old tackle bag around. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this series as much as I did. I love this. It made me completely change how I fish because I was so used to just needing every little thing just crammed into my tackle bag that I was using before. And I really don't need that. I need to scale down on what exactly I'm using, and I can change things out, you know, for the time of the year that I'm fishing. You know, if there's some techniques and stuff that maybe I need more than others, then, you know, I can swap trays out, I can swap soft plastics out, you know, whatever. So that is that, guys. Bring the camera back a little closer. So that's gonna do it. Got this thing packed up. If ice is thawed out, I'm gonna get out to the water this weekend. So we'll see. It's supposed to be almost 60 here. But that's gonna wrap this series up, okay? But I'm not stopping here. I'm continuing with this trend of a beginner series. And I want to be able to provide kind of my input on some things that I feel would be helpful, some things to look at. So building the ultimate tackle bag is just the start of this series, right? Because first and foremost, you want to make sure you're knowing how you're going to get everything on the water. So some other things that we're going to start looking at, okay, we've got our tackle bag full of everything that we need. What are, let's say, the 3 most important rods you should take with you? It's going to be very subjective, right? Depends upon your style of fishing. But if I had to pick 3, what 3 am I going to take? We're going to walk through understanding, you know, different reel gear ratios. We're going to walk through, you know, understanding colors and how to select the right colors and stuff like that. And as it starts getting warmer, we'll start doing, you know, more how-tos on different techniques and how to throw bait caster and things like that I feel will be very helpful. I'm sure a lot of people watching my videos have all the experience in that, but I just kind of want to be able to provide, in case my videos do reach somebody who's new to fishing, I want to be able to kind of provide my take on things. And then of course, as we get into fishing, man, as a fish catching videos, I'm stoked. You know, I'm really excited for this year. Hoping we can bring some good content to the table and keep things rolling, man, because that's what's gonna get the views, right? I mean, you got to be able to provide good content, and I know I'm not the best right now, and I'm 100% okay with that. You just got to keep working at it and keep trying to get better. I think things will change once I get my GoPro going and get the laptop going, so I can do, you know, a little bit more fun things with editing versus on my phone and just doing iMovies for all my editing stuff. But that's going to do it for me, guys. This wraps my series up for the Ultimate Tackle Bag, guys. If you have not checked it out, I owe this whole series to Tackle Junkie. He's the one that sparked the idea for me. He's the one that gave me the go-ahead to go ahead and put my spin on it and what I think of it. Go check out his series on it. You know, he's got a great layout on how he's doing it, what he's selecting. I think you guys will really enjoy it. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I got a really fun unboxing that's going to be coming Monday from Missile Bait. So hope you're ready. Check it out. All right, guys. Till next time. Peace.